Hey y'all, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Bailey.
Welcome to Living on a Prayer.
We're two best friends who are here to keep it real and relatable.
Through life's hills and valleys, we're here to remind you we're all just living on a prayer. Surprise episode. We don't normally go back-to-back weeks, but
Here
we've
we are.
got a little something to share. Oh, now I'm getting emotional. We haven't even talked. Okay, we haven't even talked about
this.
how we're gonna talk about this because neither of us really want to talk
about this. We're very obviously emotional. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this. Sometimes in life, being obedient to the Lord and to what He has called for you is not easy. Even when you feel like you're doing everything right and everything that's good and everything that He wants you to do, He sometimes will surprisingly put a skirt to it. And you're like, what do you mean? Because this is everything I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. But it's not always about the you and the us and the me. It's about Him. So sometimes in life, you're going through things and you feel like you're going through the motions, everything's good. Why stop now? And then sometimes he shakes you a little and is like, change of plans. And that can be really tough when it's something that's so good that you're like, why would I change this? Or why would I do something different?
That's good.
Because it's so good. But being obedient to Him is so important. And when you're not obedient, things just won't go the way He intends for them to go. So I want to start with that.
So with that being said, we are taking a little break.
We're taking a little podcast break.
Yeah, not a friendship break.
We're still friends. Can you imagine if we announced to the world we actually are not friends anymore? So we can't do this podcast anymore because we can't be fake. No, we are great.
We are great, but both of us have had it on our hearts that we are navigating and traveling through different seasons right now.
Yes.
And in the seasons that we are in and that we're being called to, maybe you should take over.
I can't. I can't. I literally
anyway,
can't.
in the seasons that we're being called to and that we feel like God's navigating us and our paths into, we just need to take a little break from this right now. And we know that everything goes in seasons and
yeah, we're not saying it's forever.
Yeah, sometimes things come back and sometimes they don't, or they just look different. So we're not going anywhere. We still have other platforms. We still will be together. We still plan to share the word and act and do things in our community. And
however we can.
And I think this is obviously so hard for us. Wow, this is crazy.
This is crazy.
Because
y'all, this is crazy.
It has, like Bailey's saying, good. Why stop a good thing and why listen when you're like, wait, what? This is like
literally
a beautiful
our
thing. It's a
favorite
good thing. And it has changed both of us in such like great ways. This was put on both of our hearts, and I think more like, I know we have a lot of people that reach out to us and tell us how an episode really clicked with them, and how things
they needed it that day or whatever.
Yeah. And guests that we've had on, but I really truly think like this has changed me. So thank y'all for listening.
Yes, thank y'all so much. This has absolutely changed who I am as a person. And without this podcast, like I really have no idea where I'd be. This has been, I don't like listening to people cry, so I'm trying to
not to cry.
Reel it in, but this has been my safe space for a year and somewhere I could come and just be like open and raw and know that there's no judgment and that I could just talk, and to have people relate to what I'm saying is just like the best feeling, because you're like, I'm not alone. Like I was vulnerable in that moment. I shared something that may not have been easy to share. And then you always get that God wink of that one person that's like, I needed that, or I can so relate to this, or thank you for sharing, or whatever that looks like. And I mean, this has been such an honor to do. It's crazy because like the week before Kristen and I spoke about this, like I was on such a high with this podcast. Like I was like, this is the best part of me. Like, this is the best thing I do. This is the best thing the most thing I want to do. Like, I want all my time into this. And had anyone told me, like, you were going to stop doing this podcast anytime soon, I would have been like,
ha, ha, ha.
You're silly. Like, literally, there was no end in sight for me. Like, literally, I remember thinking the week before we spoke, like, this is so good. Like, this is so good. And then Kristen had reached out, was like, I'm scared to talk to you, but we need to talk. And I honestly kind of was just like, okay. And then
which is so crazy. And I'm going to just stop you right there.
Yeah.
Like, this is my best friend and she knows, like, she knows the worst parts of
Everything.
me. She knows the best parts of me. She knows the worst parts of me. We have talked through some like really dark, crazy, deep things. Yeah. And for me to be like scared
because she knew that this is like my
I knew like what it does for her and how it fills her cup, and I know what it does for me and how it fills my cup, but we are just being called. Well, I was at the time when I was thinking of it. Just some things in life have shifted, and I just need to make some adult decisions.
Yeah,
and other things need priority right now. Not that this is not a priority, that's what's really hard to say.
That's what's hard. It is a priority, but in this season that you're currently in, there's things that God wants you to put first.
Yeah.
And he knows you're still spreading the word. You're not, like, you're still doing all these things. It doesn't require a podcast to do that.
Right.
And so when she came to me, it was crazy, y'all, because I would have, again, if someone would have also told me, like, Kristen's going to come to you with this and you're going to be like, okay, like, I would have been like, I'm going to be devastated. I'm going to cry. I can't believe this is happening. What am I going to do? I had so much peace, like, come over me. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do? Let's talk about it. And I knew God's hands were so in this because of that. I wasn't anxious. I wasn't like, what do you mean? Wait, we need this. Like, I need this. Like, it was this moment of like, his hands are in this and there's a reason for this. So I started praying on it and deep diving into it. And I started to kind of realize, like, obviously this podcast, we always say it's God's podcast. It's, I pray every time before that the Holy Spirit enters my body and helps me with the wording and helps me say the right thing. But it was this moment of like, what's going to happen like without the podcast? Why are you so sad? Like, what are the feelings? And I'm like, part of it is a pride thing and a me thing that I'm just like, I like saying I have a podcast. Like, that feels really freaking cool.
But you still do.
I know. But, like, it was like this moment of like, this isn't just about like saying you have a podcast. You can still, like Kristen just said, be involved in the community and get on Instagram and share a little more. And
we still have a YouTube channel.
We still have a YouTube channel, so you might see us
silly on a Friday night on the couch.
You might see us on there. But it was just like this moment of like, it's okay. Which we both have said we are letting the Lord lead this. We have no idea if this is end, if we're coming back with a season 2. We don't know, but we're going to let him guide us through that. But it was a very big moment of like, I need you to listen to me right now and not talk. Like, You've been doing great. Thank you for this year of sharing. You're in the midst of a big testimony. As in me, I'm going through some very personal shifts, and it's not time for me to like speak about and teach. I have to go through this. I have to listen. I have to be still. And so that was kind of my like, okay, you know what? Step back. Like, the Lord is asking you to do a bunch of things right now. You need to be obedient. You need to don't act like you have it all together, because I don't. Like, it was like a moment of like, you're in a spot where you just need to be learning, listening, and let the Lord fully guide you, and then come back and share it all with the world. God bless you. But it was just one of those moments of like, it's okay. But like, did I have a moment of, I had the moment with you of like, I need to know if this is the end. Like, is it going to be 3 months? Is it going to be?
And what's so funny, I think, you saying like, oh, I have a podcast. Like,
yes.
It's like so exciting. Part of me was also like, I know how much this means to her and how much she loves it. And like, I really don't want her to do this without me.
I know.
But there is that, like, you could have been like, you know what? I love this. It's filling my cup. Yeah. I'm going to just keep this going. Yeah. And I'm going to have a guest on every week.
And you would have been like, okay.
I would have been like, oh, cool. But
I know.
Dang.
I mean,
and so that was pretty selfish of me. And I had to like slap myself out of that. And then like Bailey saying, when we talked about this, she sent me a voice memo one day and was like, okay, I need you to pray about like when we're coming back. Cause if we don't have a date, then this is what it's going to look like. And I was like, I'm going to be very...
There's just no...
honest with you right now. Like in my heart of hearts, like I can't give you a date.
Yeah.
I can't give you a hard time of like, we're coming back on January 1st of 2026. Like that for me is just not...
You don't have it.
No.
And my like
no
side
clarity.
of it was so worried. This was like something I was praying about this morning, but I was so worried about pleasing other people when I was asking... Well, when are we going to come back? Because like we need to tell the people, like because the pressure of doing this podcast and knowing we actually are like changing lives, making an impact, and there's people that listen the second it drops. They're sending us these messages like, "Oh, it was so good," and the guilt of like, are they going to be mad at us? Like are they going to be like, "Dang, that was my only light of my month," like that. All those thoughts, and which I know is the enemy, but
it's heavy.
That's the stuff that starts attacking me. Like, oh, but this is for the people, but we have to take care of ourselves too right now in this season. Okay.
I even got on our Instagram last night, and somebody was in our DMs, just like, I'm a listener right when it comes out, and I was like, okay, no. I had a moment last night where I was like, okay, no. Tomorrow I'm going to tell her, like, we got to go. We gotta
I know.
Do this. Like,
every time we've gotten a message like that since we've made this decision, we're like, are we making the right decision? But the peace I have when it comes to my conversations with Jesus about this, like, I'm like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah. And I think that this is also a good little, like, wake up for maybe some of you that are listening and want to hear like, yeah, you may not have a podcast, and this is just kind of how we dipped our toe. I mean, obviously it was part of our plan of growing.
Yes.
And I can't tell you that I would have grown or shifted or like changed some of my ways or my actions or whatever if I wasn't sitting here like speaking on it.
I agree with that. Held us accountable to like make these changes because we have a platform that says we're doing this. And if you're not, you're a hypocrite.
Well, and even like last week I was in a funk. And when I listened to our episode that dropped, our last episode about childlike faith, and we had recorded that a little while ago, so I didn't remember our conversation fully. And it was just a little crazy that in that moment, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah. And it was weird that it was coming out of my mouth.
And you're like, oh.
I'm like, oh, I need to eat my own words.
It's a good message there.
And that's exactly what I needed to hear at the time. So in that, I don't know, it was just, it's cool how that worked. But again, if you're listening, like, and you don't have a podcast or you aren't involved and this is maybe like your way and your walk, I think both of us are feeling called. I'm not going to speak for you, but I mean, I'm being called to serve more like in person with more people. I don't know who listens to this.
Right.
I don't know what kind of impact we have on you. I know a few people that will reach out to us here and there, but I want to be in front of people and I want to be in front of a group and speak to groups.
Yes. Like we had talked about like getting more involved with churches or young girls or whatever that looks like to actually like be face to face with these people.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother level of like filling your cup.
And connection. And I think maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what I feel like I'm missing in some way, shape, or form is like we are here talking about this.
Right.
And it's us.
Yes.
And people are listening and you feel connected, but we don't always know
who's
so there's a missing link right there of like the beauty of the internet.
Yeah.
And I just want to, that's just where I'm feeling called to be, is to just be more present and in spaces more so with groups. Right. And like lead children. And I think that's like where my heart.
That's been a calling for a while.
Yeah.
For you,
from
though.
Like teaching dance. And then obviously y'all have been in my journey since I stopped that part of my life. That was such a huge part of my life, was teaching kids. And so I knew that I've always like wanted to do youth or children's ministry or some sort, like get back into that, because that fills my cup too.
It's special. It's a whole different experience.
And the connection's different. But I like, and I have gotten into that since I've done this. I do stuff monthly. And it's been a change, and it's been a challenge, which is so crazy, because sometimes I leave and I'm like, did I even make a difference? Did I do things right? And I'm not getting validation from it, which is a crazy feeling.
That's what Alexa talked about when she was on the podcast, about like sometimes we're just meant to like plant a seed, and it's really hard because we want to see the fruit as flesh. We want to know like that changed for you, right? Like you're doing better, right? And that's even like you're saying with this, like we don't know who we're affecting, and we're just like, well, we'll just post another episode and hope for the best. Yeah. But like sometimes we're not meant to be that watch that full fruit come to life. Like sometimes it's just that little seed, and you walk away and you're like, dang, I hope I did what I could do.
Well, that's how I even feel like in this youth ministry that I'm working with. Like the last 2 times I've gone, I've left like almost anxious. Like, did I make a difference? Did I make a change? Did I impact any of these kids? Did they like it? Did they have fun? I haven't heard from any of the parents. I guess if you're not hearing from the parents, no communication is good news. No communication is good communication, because they don't have anything bad to say. If they had something bad to say, they would have called. So I went down this like personal spiral, and then I was like, wake up. Yeah. Wake up. Yeah, it's not always about that. And honestly, it took me a second to be like, it's not about me.
It's not about me. It's not, and that's
it's not about me being filled. Right. I'm doing, like, I'm serving.
Correct. And that was kind of my click with the podcast too. When I told you, I was like, I just like, sometimes it's cool to say I have a podcast, and like this fills my cup, and this is my favorite thing to do. And this is where I am the happy, like all of those things that started to sound a lot of like me. And I was like, skirt, hold up. Like, as much as I still know that where my heart stands, like this is obviously for Jesus, but it became, there was a lot of me's involved, more me's than I would like to be involved. And I think that was my like, okay, look, like if it's not all about the Lord and all about, you know, God, then maybe you do need to take a little second and step back and be like, okay, I hear you. Like, what do you have for me? And I've been in this thick season. Like, I just got back on Instagram, but I took like 8 weeks off of Instagram. And that's when Kristen actually came to me. So I also think that helped. Like, God's timing, he doesn't miss a detail. But I was off the internet, and I was in this bubble of like Jesus, just me and him. And so I was like, yeah, like that makes sense, especially for that moment, because I couldn't help post anything on the Instagram. I wasn't like, I wasn't feeling very people-y, because I was in this like bubble of, that's a whole nother thing.
I was going to say, why don't you touch on that since you're talking about it?
Yeah, it could be like a whole episode, y'all, talking about this.
Maybe we'll get on Instagram Live.
I know. That's what I'm like. I told Kristen, I'm like, I guess I'll just be doing Instagram Lives in the meantime, because I genuinely love to talk. I feel like I am a talker, and I do best. Like, I do great with talking.
Your words have power.
Yeah, I've never been scared of like this presentation at school. I was like, I'm ready to stand up and do this. Like,
Group project, I'll be the one to present
I'll be captain. Like, I love talking. So I definitely do not think this is the end for me in podcasting. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like, but I just feel like speaking is something that I genuinely love. And I feel like I've always felt like I have so much to say, and I can never get it all out. Like, I feel like I'm just like chasing my words. Like, oh, you have to say this, and you have to tell, someone needs to hear this. And I do feel like that's a gift that the Lord has given me, that he's like put stuff on my mind, and he's like, all right, tell somebody, even if it's one person, someone needs to hear this today. And so I want to share this whole journey of, it sounds like a year long. It was two months off of Instagram, but the life-changing experiences that I had in those 2 months, like I am literally mind blown with how much happened. But the number one thing I can say is remove the noise. Like, if there is it does not have to be Instagram. It could be your job is too noisy, your relationship is too noisy, you have friends who are not in your circle and it's just too noisy. Anything that is clouding your mind and breaking up time that you could be spending with Jesus and having conversations with him or in deep prayer with him, remove it. Remove it. See how long you can remove it for, but remove it. I'm telling you, when I say I heard Jesus loud and clear, like clearly for the first time in my life during those 2 months, like it was insane. The things that and it was this feeling too that I was like, he's been telling me these things, but I have had so much other stuff and the scrolling and the fog that it's like just, and he's like, can you hear me? Like, hello? Like, this is how I felt. And it was like the first time I could like see him, and I was like, like took my breath away. And it really is, I have like a full notes in my phone, and I was like just taking notes and kind of journaling through it. And it's incredible, but that app, really all the internet for me was a very toxic place. I will fully admit I have an addiction to my phone. I am not sugarcoating that, and I'm also not like being like, oh, I have an addiction. I was extremely addicted to social media, the dopamine I would get from the likes, the comments, the DMs, the checking my dashboard for how many people, like it was an unhealthy, toxic relationship with all of that. And I have no shame in saying it because I know there's a lot of people who can resonate with that would never admit or never want to admit, but it's real.
Yeah.
And I just so encourage you that if you feel like that, like if you feel like Instagram or whatever, TikTok, whatever app it is taking more of your time than you're giving to the Lord, I encourage you to try for 24 hours.
Well, and I think I'm just gonna like you're even saying if it's taking away from your relationship with the Lord, but a lot of what I heard from her in these 2 months was that she really learned who cared for her and who poured into her and who she was pouring back into. And we are missing that connection in real life because we just look for the updates and the check-ins on Instagram.
Yes.
And I didn't give up Instagram, but I have been a little more quiet, I guess I will say. And one of our friends texted me the other day and was like, and I texted her and I was like, hey, just a wellness check. How's it going? She said, that's so weird. I was just on your Instagram thinking, I haven't seen you in a while. I was looking for an update. And what's just crazy is like instead of her calling me, texting me, FaceTiming me, she just went to my Instagram.
To see if you had a story.
Right. To see if I had a story or had posted something recently about where I've been, what's been going on. And so
that is the biggest realization. Like I realized I was also neglecting people in my life who genuinely love and care for me that don't really get on social media, that would prefer a text message or a phone call, just assuming that they're seeing my stories and that they know I'm good or know what's going on. And then if they post it here and there, I'd see their little update and feel good about it. But I was neglecting these real conversations with people who genuinely care about me. So when I got off social media, it was also just a huge eye opener for like who actually cared.
Yeah.
And that was really tough. It was lonely. I literally cried to my therapist about it, being like, I am sad. Like no one's checking on me. Like people that I talk to almost daily on Instagram, it's crickets now that I'm off. So I'm like, you have my number. Do you want to see how we are? Like my kids had their birthdays. No one wished about, is this like realization though of like the reality of those people and like the internet. It really is just a highlight reel, not in just a sense of what you're posting, but what you're receiving. And it's not all real.
Like, when I think that connection too is like, most people use it as a form of a highlight reel because you don't want to post that you got broken up with or that something's going on in your family or whatever. So you do post like the happy, goods. Like this is what's good going on, but that real connection of like, this is really what's going on in my life.
Right.
Good, bad, ugly, indifferent,
correct.
Job promotion, quitting my job, whatever that looks like, that
you lose it.
Our internet and all of these things like kind of take it out.
Yes.
So
it was really hard to see, but it was such a blessing because I am going to put in way more effort to the relationships that really matter. And I realized I was like not being the best communicator with people who really love me and I really love them. And I have like a group of girlfriends from college and they were all like, if you're not on Snapchat, we're not on Snapchat. Like, cause that's like kind of how we spoke. And they're like, we're going to text. Like, and we all would send instead of Snapchatting or Instagram stories, we would send our photos with a description in the text. And we had so many good conversations and so much fun with it. And we were just like, and I was just like, y'all are the best. And like, most of those girls are not big social media, like Instagrammer people. So it's like such a blessing to have these like real and raw conversations with them. And then I just had like other family members that would just text me updates. And instead of like seeing their story and like hearting it, they'd send me a picture. So-and-so had their first day of this. And I'd get to have like a full, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. She looks great, whatever. Like these full real conversations. Or I would send a picture of my kids to a friend. Blah, blah, had his birthday. And they're like, oh my gosh, tell me what he got. And we have like an hour-long thread versus like they saw it, liked it, and moved on. So that was definitely a huge thing for me, is to just realize like the people that matter really, or that your circle doesn't have to be so big and you don't have to be included in everything and like doing the most. Like there's a safe space, and it's, honestly, for me, it's off the internet. Like it's just not being there. But I did come back. I just got back on, and I have some very great boundaries set, and I've been following them, and I have felt like a very healthy relationship with it. But I'm literally was praying about this morning. I'm like anxious to like get on stories and talk or like share anything. 'Cause I'm kind of just like, what if I say the wrong thing? Like, I don't know where, like, I feel like I was gone, and it was so good that coming back like kind of scares me a little bit. I don't want to get back into it, but like the way I was, but I've switched my direction, and I really want my page to not be about me, not about Bailey, but about Jesus. So I'm like, if you're going to share something, if it doesn't glorify him, if it doesn't spread good news, if it doesn't give encouragement, don't post it. So don't post, your cute sandwich or whatever, like taking
your
pictures.
phone eats first.
Yeah. Like don't worry about the aesthetics of life and the posting and all of that.
But some of you like keep doing it, because that's how I find like the restaurants.
Yeah, we need the people who do this. We need, and like if it's your job, like that's incredible. But like it's not my job.
And if it's healthy for you and it works for you, yes, we love it.
But I'm just admitting my story. Like it was not healthy for me. It was very toxic. I was in a constant like shaming myself, comparison, then judging, and then all the things. Like I was actively sinning through Instagram at all times.
And it just made you feel gross.
It didn't feel good.
Icky.
And I was losing valuable time scrolling that app. Like go check on your phone what your app usage says for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Go check. You might, if you're anything like me, it was absolutely disgusting. And I was like, and I will tell you, I will never, ever, if I do, you can flick me or pop me with a rubber band, use the term, I don't have time ever again. Because I will tell you, we all do have time. It's just how we use that time. And I was using that time scrolling. Like I would be on my phone for hours a day. When I go look at my thing, it was hours. Yeah. And now my laundry is kept. My house is always clean. I wake up every morning at 5 feeling refreshed, do whatever I got to do. No scrolling. It's changed my life in every way. And another huge way, sorry, I told y'all this could be a whole thing, but stop looking at your phone and look at what's right in front of you. We cannot have conversations with people eye to eye anymore. Mm-mm. I noticed this because I didn't have my phone. So when I'd be talking to people, they're like either scrolling or they just like a nervous habit of checking it. And I realized I did that because I'd be talking to people and I'd go to check like Instagram while I'm in a conversation. This was in the beginning weeks when I still like habitually would like go to get on the app. And I'm like, putting my phone, like, why am I getting on Instagram when someone's right in front of me, like asking me a question? Right. And then I realized it more so when I got deeper in, I didn't have my phone. So like even Aaron, like I'd be talking to him and he's like on the couch and I'm like, can you put your phone down? And not in a mean way, because that used to be, the norm.
Probably both did it. You probably
we were both sitting there scrolling and talking, and it like everywhere I went, I would just notice like the phone, because I was hyper fixated on this fast I was doing. And I'm like, these phones. And then I realized like so many times my kids were just right in front of me playing and I'm like, oh, I'll just scroll, instead of just watching them play, even if they didn't need me, but to see them interacting with each other and how sweet and pure. And I'm so, again, God's timing, but he pressed me to do this right at the beginning of summer. And I got to spend the whole summer with my kids without distraction home. And just being present with them. I'm like, it was the best gift I could have ever received. And I'm not going to lie, I have a lot of guilt from the years before, because I'm like, I can't believe the things I've missed because I was like worried about making a post or trying to get the perfect picture or setting up something cute for them just for the photo or whatever that looked like. Playing, not really playing with them, filming them while they're playing. Like, it was just this like moment of like a little bit of guilt, but also give yourself grace. Like, it is the world we're in. It's not your fault, and you're making a change. Yeah, you're going to be better. And that's all that you can do is like one step forward. So it was extremely eye-opening. I really have so much to share. That's why I'm like, I'll be popping on our YouTube channel.
So go follow Bailey's new Instagram.
Yeah, go follow Her Daily Portion. That came to me in prayer. I prayed every day about social media, just what the Lord had for me, how he wanted me to get back on, if he wanted me to ever get back on. And during prayer, I heard, I'm your daily bread. Like, that's what you need. I'm your daily bread. And I was like, who you are, because before, like, my daily dose of happiness came from my scrolls, my doom scrolls. Let me go take a bath and scroll. Let me go sit on the couch and scroll, and getting information about what everyone's doing and shopping and spending money I shouldn't be spending and just doing all this stuff. And just hearing him be like, I am your daily bread. Like,
it's not the scrolling.
It's not the scrolling. I am your portion. I am what you need. I am enough. And I was like, whew.
Got it.
And so that's kind of where that name came from. And I was just like, Her Daily Portion, like a place where people can come receive, just even if it's a little happiness or a little something, or just a safe space where you can just feel like you don't have to compare yourself, because there's nothing really to compare to here, because I'm not posting a fake aesthetically perfect life anymore. Like, I can't do it. It's done.
and scene. I'm just kidding.
Everything's done. I'm quitting the podcast. I'm quitting Instagram. I don't know. Y'all pray for me, please. I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely in a season I could use some of y'all to pray for me.
Well, that's at least you're being honest,
But it's just the truth, y'all. And I think as hard as it is, like, this is something so good that we're choosing to end, because the Lord is directing us in a pausing season. And that's hard as flesh to like say, okay.
Well, it's also hard because we have seen the fruit from it. So like,
Correct.
we planted the seeds because we wanted to do this, and we thought it would be awesome and great and like bring community
never knew how,
and have conversations, but we didn't know what it would really do. And like the connections we've made, the friendships we've made, the stories we have heard, and the testimonies we've heard, and the people it's reached, and just relationships that have brought us business, or
all sorts of things,
giving other people business. Like, just, I mean, those are just little things, but I have made some very, very good friends from this who have walked through similar seasons, whereas some of my best friends haven't walked through seasons like that. And it just, I don't know, it's been really beautiful to just watch. It's been the most beautiful and downs. And
and like me and you, like, are you kidding? Like but like our friendship and just the things we have walked through together, and the way we've conquered things together, and knowing that you have someone that will really stop and pray for you, and not just because you say you will, but like because you want to. And we were close before, obviously, but this has just been like the most beautiful journey. I've loved it so much. Can't believe we're doing this, but we are.
It's not goodbye forever.
See you later,
right?
Oh shoot.
But you'll see us later in other forms.
You're gonna
if it's
see
maybe
us.
not back like this. And we don't know. We don't
no
know what
plan.
that looks like. So
we're just living on a prayer.
We are. And we're asking y'all to pray for us. And
yes,
if this is something that you want to keep going, pray for us. If it's God's will and we need to. And honestly, there are so many more people that are on our like list of guests that I know that their story needs to be told. That was
another part of it too. We have like so many more people we wanted on here, and I'm like, oh, but we never got to interview so and so. Like all these thoughts, and I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. Like this isn't for us right now. Like we have a reason.
And maybe their story really isn't ready to be shared.
That's the truth. That's the truth. His timing with all of that, I think, will be perfect. And like we said, we plan to continue to just however that looks, get out in the community or whatever. So if y'all need some speakers at anything, We'd love to come attend.
We want to do
events.
Living on a Prayer live.
Yeah. Does anyone want to Living on a Prayer live? Because we can totally make that happen. That'd be so fun.
Just some sort of gathering and community and
bringing maybe everyone together who listens, our fans, the three of you. Just kidding. All three of you, y'all. We can just have lunch together.
Yeah.
But seriously, we're just so grateful. Thanks to every single person who's ever listened. Thousands of downloads and millions of countries. I don't even know how many countries there are. Me either, y'all. I'm sweating. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm geographically challenged, so I have no idea how many countries there are.
We can't be good at everything.
We have a listener in every country, basically.
Yeah.
However many there are, we got a listener
of what
there.
we can say.
So just thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for all the love and the support and just being there for us. We don't know what we're doing. We had no manual. We're just out here truly living on a prayer, just talking about our own lives and things that the Holy Spirit puts on our tongues. But we've received so much love and grace. We've had no hate through this whole thing. It's just been the most positive.
Not that we know of. And if you are a hater, please don't let us know today.
Not today, Satan. Yeah, please not today. I'm already crying enough. I'm already devastated. We're going to miss y'all so much. But like we said, this is not goodbye. This is just see you later. I can't do the clap.
You're going to have to. Maybe it's closing your Bible.
I'll do that, but I'll read my verse. It was just, a good old classic.
I see some highlights over there.
This is, the book of Proverbs is all highlighted in my Bible. It's so good. But just, I just wanted to read one verse that I feel like everyone knows, but it just felt like it just went with our situation today. But this is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding.
That's crazy.
I know.
Because I read that last night.
Did you? Yeah. I said I know.
I read that last night when I was thinking about all of this.
Well, clearly,
when we did not talk about
our hearts for a reason.
I feel like I haven't seen this girl in 100 years.
No, we haven't seen each other, literally. But yes, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. If we were depending on our own understanding, this would make zero sense. There is no reason to not continue this besides the fact that the Lord has us in the palm of his hand and he has a plan and we are going to be obedient. We're going to come out bigger and better.
We're following the lamp one step at a time.
And Kristen has a boyfriend. I'm sorry, I had to say it. We can't leave everyone hanging because they've been waiting for a year to know if you would find love. And she did. Okay. So y'all will just have to come back. Stay tuned. That could be our first episode if we ever come back. If not, just go stalk her on Instagram.
But what if I'm not posting on Instagram?
Good luck.
What if I have boundaries? You're going to need to have a real relationship with me if you want to call me, beat me.
If you want to reach me. See, I think that's so good though.
Yeah.
And there's something so peaceful about just keeping your special things to yourself. And then the people that want to know, reach out. Or there's people you want to share it with and you share it. But okay, let me just really quick. And then okay, so right when I started my cleanse, the week of, it was Jude's birthday. And I had a lot of guilt because I wanted to post, it's his birthday and show him off. And he's so funny and cute. And it was really tough because I couldn't. And then by the end of
Do you think Jude cared?
No.
Was Jude seeing it?
No.
Is Jude on Instagram?
No.
Okay.
And then,
I'm just saying.
Right. And then by the end of my cleanse or fast, whatever, I don't even know what this thing's called, but it was Ezra's birthday. And by then I was so glad I didn't have to worry about the pictures and I took tons of pictures, but the sharing. And I was this is so special and this is so sweet. And it's just my whole mind had shifted in such a short amount of time. But it just felt I didn't feel like I needed to post my kids' first day of school pictures or any of that because it's just special to me. And I send it to the family and the people who genuinely care about your kids' first day of school.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like a lot of people actually care about you getting a boyfriend.
Okay.
But still, y'all will find out one day, I guess. I just felt
I literally can't breathe. I'm
not going to say anything else. Just Pray for that too. We'll continue to pray for that too.
Yep, we will.
We're just in good new seasons too. I think that's just part of it, that we just have to focus on other things.
We're listening and we're walking and we're journeying and we are living on a prayer.
Literally.
All right. See y'all later.
I guess that's a wrap.